Okay, thank you, Matteo. So yes, we've come a long way in the past 4 years, and we're now working very hard on the third project, eLearning TLC. To give you really the main theme of the project, we decided to really have the slogan, if you like, of preparing universities for the next generation of students. And what drove us in developing this project on from LNTT, the first project which was focusing on teacher training, was the dual need to scale up and to scale out. By scaling up, we mean that from the grassroots activities of the project, reaching up to decision makers, to policy makers at institutional, national and European level. And the concrete outcome of that, we had the board meeting, the first eLearning TLC board meeting this morning. So if you're wondering why the conference started at 11 o'clock, it wasn't so that you could all have a lie-in. It was because we were having the board meeting where we discussed two main issues, the cooperation agreement, which is going to link the universities, the institutions, over and above the actual projects that we work on. And the second was a discussion around the possibility of a joint policy statement coming from the eLearning institutions and to take up certain issues that we consider to be priorities in higher education with respect to technology-supported learning and teaching. Scaling out means reaching outside the partnership to make sure that others in Europe benefit from our activities, and it also meant extending the target groups from the initial groups of teachers and teacher trainers from the first project to include, of course, the main centre of attention when we're talking about teaching and learning, which is the students themselves, and also to bring into the fold support functions such as instructional designers and educational technologists who are also at the heart of the process. So we're hoping to include the main target groups who are involved in moving forward teaching and learning using ICT to the best possible and pedagogical ends. So really that is how the project is structured around these different target groups. And the main outputs of the project could be identified as, first of all, a common competency framework for ICT in education, which has been developed, which you'll hear about later on this morning. And bringing together all the resources of the project into a centre which we've called the Teaching and Learning Centre, which is the TLC of the project's name. But in order to do that, we thought, well, we've got a new target group that's involved in the project, as I mentioned before, students. And before we go anywhere, we really need to know what students want, what students expect from teaching in higher education, and how we can better meet their needs. So I'm going to hand over in a few moments to Ineke, who's going to present the work that's been done by Utrecht and by the partnership to investigate what actually students want and how we can meet their needs. And so for the rest of the day, you're going to be able to delve into these different activities from the project with different sessions. Another idea that we had was it's all very well to listen to the students, but we also want decision makers to listen to students. So in the session this afternoon, there's a knowledge cafe which is going to bring the two groups together, people who don't always have the chance to discuss things. So we've got some exciting proposals for you to discuss there. There'll also be a chance to look into the professional development activities which have been developed around the work packages relating to teachers and teacher trainers, and how the competency framework links into that as well. And for those of you who are more interested in the technological side of applying technology to teaching and learning from a design point of view, a very concrete workshop on competencies, guidelines and resources for instructional designers. Okay, just a few words about your badges. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but you've got a little sticker on there. And it's not that we wanted to categorize you. It's just that looking at the profiles of the people who registered, so all of you, we thought it might be a nice idea to suggest which parallel session would be most interesting for you. There's no obligation. Okay, if you want to change your mind, then you simply have to find somebody with another coloured sticker and change it. No, you can go to the sessions that you want. If you have a green sticker, like me, it means that we think that you might be interested in the parallel session on the Knowledge Cafe for students and decision makers. Even if you're not necessarily one or the other, we think it might be of interest to you. And in fact, well, we're all students, aren't we? We're all involved in lifelong learning ourselves, even if we don't necessarily classify ourselves as students. If you have a yellow sticker, you will be suggested, or you might like to go to the professional development activities to learn about how these have been designed and what problems they've been addressing and what solutions have been found. And if you have a blue sticker, then we think that the workshop on competencies, guidelines and resources for instructional designers and educational technologists might be of interest to you. So I'll say some more about that this afternoon, indicate the rooms in which each session is taking place, but it was just for you to have a perspective on that and to make your decision if you want to attend another session. Okay, well that's really all from me for the moment, so I will hand over to Ineke to tell us what we've discovered from the student side. Thank you.